Hi, this is Tech Greens Bonder, where I do predictions of the future. If you'd like me to do prediction for you, let me know in the comments below. Just a reminder, we do lives here on Saturdays and Sundays at 10 a.m. Central, and Tuesdays and Thursdays at 5:30 p.m. Central. So make sure you mark it down on the calendar. Now that we have Saturday and Sunday, where we have two little half-hour shows after the bigger show, so just make sure you come around for those ones as well. Let's get started with the card of the day. We got our first question. That's Mr. Bob Job. Hello, Bob Job. Now, the card of the day, this is the message from universe to us for today. It's having that family harmony as we go along in life. Getting some more of that harmony within our life and family would be a good thing to do. And it doesn't have to be necessarily your immediate family, but the family that you consider friends, family, co-workers, that sort of thing. Always try to have some harmony with that situation as best as you can. Okay, so let's get into the first question of the day. The World Economic Forum. Let's see what they're up to. The WEFers. Always up to something, those guys. So the CBDCs are, which is part of the World Economic Forum situation, is going to be falling flat on its face. A lot of the things that the World Economic Forum is trying to implement around the world are falling flat on their face. CBDCs, unfortunately, in the UK, I think is already a thing, but I don't think it's going to be around for much longer, just because Bob Job doesn't want it. And that's all that matters, right? So let's have a look at what they're doing. So they're going to go into a different direction. They're actually going to start into a hiding mode. If we've been noticing, a lot of things that they've been trying to implement after the last little while have been falling flat on their face, basically. As we watch around the world for those things, we see huge amounts of people getting together with pieces of paper above their heads and screaming things. We see a lot more of that going on around the planet, and this is what's actually been helping the cause of getting rid of many of these situations moving forward. There's the other thing that we can do is actually vote with our wallet. Okay, so if you don't want CBDCs, take all your cash out as much as you can, okay, and keep it outside of the banking system. That way you can use cash instead of their stupid CBDC system, okay? Gold, silver, Bitcoin, all kinds of wonderful things that you can get into on Discord today. We had Dark posting some really good stuff on there, so make sure that you check out the Discord channel, which is through the Patreon, which is on our webpage, psychicreadingbyowner.com. And he was talking about a new way of getting cryptocurrencies in Canada. So maybe you should go there and have a read on that. Okay. Getting back to the World Economic Forum, a lot of their things are going to be falling down. So they're going to be starting to go off into the distance, fade into the background, I'm seeing, and they're not going to be mentioned as much, and their shenanigans are going to be disappearing the more politicians start to turn away from them. And that's the case in many of the countries because their plan is not working. So, of course, through that, there's going to be more opportunities for new people to get into places of power. Pretty much when the politicians are trying to push the agenda and it has a lot of pushback, people are going to be looking for new leadership, and this is where we're going to see a lot of new faces coming into the political uh, camps around the world. So just be expecting that going forward. We're going to really need some really strong leadership coming up in the next little while, and that's going to be appearing in the next year or so. We're going to see a whole bunch of brand new people coming into the political game, as it were. And of course, their romance with everything is pretty much going to be diminishing in about another year or so. Okay, so just expect that to happen. Keep pushing against their stupidity, and stop listening to politicians. It's probably the best thing to do. Okay, if nobody listens to them, they have no more power. Okay, do it legally, but there's always ways around stupid, as my grandfather used to say. Let's get into the next thing. My wife's talking to the people, which is good. Of course, we're having a Bitcoin rodeo right now, and it's probably on most people's minds. What's going on? It's probably because of the Binance thing, and they had to stop issuing Bitcoin twice. I think 2 days ago that they had to do that. And it really put people up, put people into a panic. And as I always tell everybody, don't panic. Jeez. That's when we get into those knee-jerk reactions of everybody around the planet. And plus, everybody who has their sell and buy orders pegged to certain things that are done automatically can really have a toll on the cryptocurrency market. As we've been noticing, great time to buy, okay, out there for your Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum, okay, and many of the big cryptocurrencies moving forward. Let's throw some cards down. I'm also picking up in about another week or so. It's going to be coming down and getting back to normal. So get your Bitcoin now, get your Ethereum now when it's nice and low. Okay, I don't think we're going to see prices like this for a while. Once they straighten out all the fear mongering and all that sort of thing. And because I think a lot of it was to do with that Peppy coin plugging up this Twerks. It's kind of another crypto kitty scenario where everybody's trying to buy that Peppy coin and messing up the blockchains all over the place and making prices drop, and everybody gets scared and sell all their cryptos at the same time, or try to. Anyways, let's have a look at the particular situation. I threw some cards down here for everybody so we can look at them. The first card is honoring your true feelings. So your true feelings should be, are you really invested in Bitcoin? Do you trust it no matter what? Okay. People say this, but once things start to get a little shaky, people kind of change their tune automatically and start to sell and panic and do all this. So stand your ground when it comes to Bitcoin, okay, or the Litecoin or the Ethereum. Stand your ground, no matter what's happening in the news and the scaremongering and all that stuff going on. Stand your ground, okay? If you notice the thumbnail I put on this video with the rodeo rider with the Bitcoin head, that's pretty much what we're going to be going through for the next little while as we move through this uncertain time. Well, it's not uncertain. It's just a bunch of baloney done by the people in power to scare us away from cryptocurrencies. Okay? And that's pretty much what the cards are revealing. Stick with it. Do not panic. Okay? Buy more. When everybody's panicking and running around with their hair on fire, that's the big indicator. You don't need me to tell you that's the time to buy. Okay? So as Warren Buffett says, when everybody's afraid, be greedy. When everybody's greedy, be afraid. Okay? So make sure you buy some before it starts to go back up, because it's going to go back up in about a week or so. Okay? In a good way. Okay. Hopefully that answers that question. Okay. Oh, I only had 2 things on the thing. Okay. So this Sunday, after the main show from 10 o'clock to 11 o'clock, at 11:15, we have our remote viewing show. That's a new thing, separating the two into 2 separate things. We're going to have the remote viewing, and the number today is 0589-5182. Bob Shaw did a really good job last Sunday. He figured out the train. He actually felt the rivets and stuff when he was going through the remote viewing. He saw that it was up high. Daisy Chain saw the trees, and she also saw the little path that was going up here in her visions, really working on their psychic abilities. And if you want to work upon your psychic abilities and become stronger and stronger as we move along, as the dogs are barking next door and the cats are sleeping, come out for the Sunday show, and we're going to have a lot of good fun for that. So make sure you write down the number. I know I keep saying that. Maybe do some homework and just get into that altered state. Breathe, relax, ground and centered. Surround yourself with that white light. And breathe deeply and write down all the things that describe 0589-5182 and all the things that you pick up from that. Okay? So you can be like Bob. Okay? Instead of that old commercial, don't be a Bob, be a Bob. You did really good. Same with Daisy Chains. Okay? So let's move on. Bob Job. Hi, Andre. What will happen to Trump now guilty of sex crimes from 1995? Cards, please. Many thanks. Is it really a crime? Or is it just some random woman that's just saying that something happened? It's very convenient, if you know what I mean. Right? 3 women. Wow, he gets around. Gets around. And they're all just before the elections. Interesting. So their lying knows no bounds. There's no proof. Unless they got them on video or pictures in the act, there's no evidence. Okay, especially 1995, that's what, over 20 years? Yeah, okay. Let's look at the cards. Very suspicious behavior from the other side. He's going to be pulling out of this in like the other thing where he's going to go to jail and he's going to go to prison, blah, 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 blah. And he's done. And they're going to be playing upon this in the news cycle for the next little while because they want to try to damage his reputation and all that sort of thing. Guilty, it would be really hard to prove, especially from 1995. If they don't have evidence, then it's nothing. Okay? It's their word against his. It's probably some women that they hired to say whatever. Anyways, getting on a tangent here. I'm picking up that he's going to be getting through this no problem. He's going to be finding ways of getting through this and actually making it better for himself and actually gain momentum for his own political career. That's what Trump does. He loves this stuff and he knows how to utilize this energy, okay, for his own means. I'm picking up it's just a bunch of baloney. Okay. The news will frame it in a certain way, like they did with that last thing that they were trying to get him with, which is a nothing burger. And he got through that. He's going to get through this nonsense as well. Okay. What else we got here? He's going to have to raise the bar on how they can. The whole reason that the other side is doing this is that they're so scared of Trump getting in and actually repairing a lot of damage that the Biden administration has done, because they know that he would actually win, right? And he can still win, even from prison. Even a person that's in prison in the United States can run for president. And they wouldn't put him in prison anyways because he has a bodyguard. What are you going to do? Put him in prison and then the next cell is his bodyguards? That's never ever going to happen. What might probably happen is he pays whatever amount that they want and we're going to move on. Okay? There's no way they're going to put him in prison. Okay? Because probably the evidence is not even there. It's hearsay. And 20 years, it's gone. So he's going to be making through this and actually using it to his advantage. Okay? That's what Trump does. And he does it very well. You watch. You'll see. Okay? Thank you for that, Bob. Hi, Andre. A recent accurate 2023 cost of living survey states and 59% increase for UK and 2.2 for Canada. Yeah, things are getting expensive here. Other countries were less than 12%. Cards, please, for when will the rest of the world catch up? Probably never. Especially in the United States, but they have a different mentality there. In Canada, UK, it's more of a socialist type system, so they do that sort of thing through legislation and all that sort of thing. But with the socialism system, you get all the government in your business everywhere. Okay. Probably not for another 14 years for all the other countries. But by then, everything would have changed and we'll be in a new currency system. This is based on the US dollar and all that sort of thing, because all currencies are at the moment based on the US currency. That is going to be changing very, very soon. We're going to be going to the new cryptocurrency system, as we've been saying for quite some time, and that has better purchasing value. Okay, so your standards of living would raise. You change the money for the better, you can change the entire world, and that's what Bitcoin represents. Okay, and many of the cryptocurrencies that I talk about it at length here. So 14 or so years if we're sticking with the old system, but the old system's not going to be sticking around for that long. We're going to be switching to the other system and everything will be kind of even in a way. Okay? Hopefully that answers your question. Hi, Andre. Could you please update Labs group? Thanks. Labs group, I think it was okay from the last reading I did. It was the main thumbnail of one of my past lives from a while back. Um, it seems that a lot of things that we're waiting upon are going to be coming to fruition in the next 9 months. In that period of time, we're going to start to see them change their platform in a way where it's much better for the end user, which is good. When you do everything for the end user, people come in at alarming rates. Hey, it works. A lot of cryptocurrency platforms do not work, unfortunately. Um, and I think they're going to be getting everything correctly for the next little while, so it can be used. They are going to be having that happily ever after in the next little while. And I think that it's going to be one of the big contenders for the top 100 coins. Okay. As many of my cryptocurrency millionaire friends would say, stick with the top 100. You'll never go wrong with those. Anything else is questionable. Okay. And I think Labs Groups is going to be in that top 100 in about another year or so. Okay? Thank you for that. Hi, Andre. Tucker Carlson is stating he will re-platform soon. What do the cards... that came out just today, actually. He's going to be going on Twitter. Ooh, and I'm on Twitter. Means there's going to be a whole lot more people on Twitter that are going to see my stuff as well. Yay! Because he just made that announcement. He's teaming up with Elon Musk of having his own talk show or news show right on the platform. You think that's going to do something good for Twitter? So he just announced that. And it's going to make Fox News, and probably CNN as well, collapse into nothingness and obscurity, and nobody's going to watch them anymore because they're a bunch of liars. And then you're going to have the good for Doge as well. That's right. That hasn't been finalized yet, I don't think. But yeah, so Tucker Carlson actually has announced he's going to be doing a show on Twitter itself. Like I'm doing right now, I'm on Twitter. I don't get anybody really watching. I got like 3 people on there watching. But I'm on there, okay, on the Twitter live. Okay, so if you go to my Twitter platform and you scroll down, you'll see my Twitter, my live show on Twitter as well. So, yep, it's already been announced. Let's throw some cards down. Let's see how it's gonna do. Is it gonna bomb? Is it gonna be super duper? That would be the question. Well, we got the problem resolved card, which is interesting. It's the first card up. Problem resolved. Look inside your stuff. So a lot of the things that they're going to be doing is going to be very beneficial to both heavyweights. I guess Elon Musk is one of the richest guys on the planet. Then you got Tucker Carlson, who has probably one of the biggest audiences on the planet. You put them together, oh boy. Maybe I'll get some views out of that too. And we're going to see CNN and Fox News kind of fade into the distance and go, damn, we just shot ourselves in the foot. And we're going to see them try to, I think they're going to be trying to sue him for whatever reason in the next little while. And that'll fall flat on its face. And Fox News is going to go the way of the dodo bird. Okay? So hopefully that answers your question. Is the SEC being influenced to attack crypto? If so, by who or what? For what reason? When will this end? SEC is being influenced by probably a lot of the old money out there. You have to remember there's this whole segment of the population, it's not that big, that made all their money with the old system. They don't want that to go away. Okay? So this is why a lot of suitcases of money is going to the SEC. Gary, here you go, Gary. Have some money. Be an idiot to attack crypto. The other part is when everybody starts to use cryptocurrencies, they can't control people. Okay, and SEC being part of the government likes to have all the control over you. So government and heads of companies and stuff do not want you to leave the old system. They want you to stay in the old system so you go down with a sinking ship. And now that you're going to be much poorer than you were before and under the thumb of them. That's why crypto is being attacked. But good news is, first they ignore you, then they laugh at you, then they fight you, and then you win. Right? Gandhi. We're in that fighting part right now. So buckle up, get on the horse, and stay on, because it's going to be fun. It's going to be a much, much better world after we've won. Okay? When will this end? Approximately about 2 years from now. I'm picking up 2 to 3 years. Because they have, you have to remember, they're attacking the on-ramps and the off-ramps to cryptocurrency. When those people start to get smart and actually decentralize their system in where there's no attack surface, which they should have done in the first place. But, hindsight is always 20/20. Once the really smart people start to decentralize everything, actually, and there's no attack surface, they have nothing to punch. Okay? And that's what's going to be happening in the next 2 years, where there's no attack surface, nothing to attack, then you win. Okay? Thank you for that. Hello, Andre. Where do you see quantstamp price by 2025? Is this crypto worth holding? I think it's going to be okay. It's not. I don't think it's going to be one of the top 100 coins, but it's going to be okay. If you're sitting on some, I would keep it. I don't think it's going to be making huge movements in the next little while. There's this progression. Even at my work, people are, this Bitcoin, is it good? So we got to get everybody steered in that direction. You have to remember there's only 5% of the population that's in the crypto. It's very, very small. 95% of the planet has no clue. Okay, so we got to start to get more people over, and once they'll probably get into Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum in the beginning, and then that'll spread out into the other cryptocurrencies as they get more and more educated about cryptocurrencies and the crypto world. Okay. Just think of how long it took you to figure things out. Now we got to take this whole population that has no clue yet and get them to understand what cryptocurrencies actually mean. It took me and the wife 6 years.
Oh, we've been in it 6 years. For 8 years now.
8 years we've been at it.
So, yeah.
Still learning. But the main understanding of cryptocurrencies took about a year or so until we're like, oh, that's what it is. Okay. And okay. Then we got right in and both feet and haven't looked back. So just now you got to get 95% of the population into that mode. And that's going to take some time. So quantstamp is still pretty good. It's not going to be one of the big coins, but it's going to be okay. It will make some money for you in the long term. Okay, so 2025 it might be up 5-10%. So if you're sitting on a whole bunch of it, I would just continue sitting on it. Okay, thank you for that. Reading for Oshi Finance. It's a Bitcoin liquidity protocol. Yeah, the article that we were Dark showed us today on the Discord it was where now Canadians can get Bitcoin at the post office through an app. You get a QR code and you go to the teller at for us, it's usually at the Shoppers Drug Mart, or it's a drugstore for our post offices are. And you show them the QR code and they scan it and you give them the cash and you got the Bitcoin. Pretty nifty. But you can see that article if you go to the Discord. Anyways, getting back to Oshi Finance. I think it's going to actually do very well. We have that financial flow card, which is an interesting card to have. And it's going to be breaking free from the rest of the pack from what it does. If there's other crypto platforms that are like it, it's going to be taking on a life of its own. It's going to be pulling ahead of many of the other ones. Competition's always good. Okay. And they're very aware of the situation, and they're going to be adapting themselves to fit in perfectly with the end user in about another 3 to 4 months' time. They're going to get all the things going the right way. So this is going to be one of the ones that we should be keeping an eye on, actually. Okay? So hopefully that helps you out. Will the Fed raise interest rates again at their next meeting? Or stay the same? When will they begin to drop the rates? They're not going to drop the rates. I think they're going to be, what I've been picking up is they're going to be doing it again because they don't know what else to do. Okay? They got a rock and a hard place. Keep raising interest rates, destroying the economies of the planet, and having everybody against you. This is to stem high inflation. At least it's supposed to. Okay? And there's the other thing that they know how to do is keep printing cash. They haven't stopped printing cash. They've slowed it down a little bit. But the more you print cash without GDP matching, okay, your fiat currency has no purchasing value. This is why when you go to the supermarket, and chicken was what, $30 for 5 pieces?
5 or 6, yeah.
5 or 6 pieces of chicken, probably breast.
Yeah.
Chicken breast for $30 Canadian. Yeah. For the people in the United States, that'd be $22 approximately. For people in the UK, our money's 2.5 times more than yours in price. Doesn't mean it's better, it just works out that way. Or is it the other way around? Anyways, it's expensive. So when you keep printing money, this is why we're going to have $1 million Bitcoin very, very soon. It's not because Bitcoin's, well, it is amazing. It's just the money that you're using to buy the Bitcoin sucks. So you need a lot more of it to buy one Bitcoin. Okay? So they're going to have to, I believe they're going to be printing money at a higher rate again. Okay? So we already know that the banking system is going to be collapsing and we're going to be getting the new one. So I'm with my favorite YouTuber, Lynette Zhang, on these issues. Take your money out of the banking system, your extra money, put it into gold, silver, Bitcoin, and wait till the thing collapses. When the house is on fire and you got all your stuff outside, you can let the house burn. Okay, and when they build the new house, you just move all your stuff back in. That's the way to think of it at the moment. I don't think that they're going to be dropping the rates anytime soon. They're going to be doing probably one more and then start printing money again because they don't know what else to do. Okay? Thank you for that, Dilly Dilly. Will I lose my right to bear arms in America? No. Actually, there's a whole new movement on that in the United States where they're I saw it on Tucker. It's that YouTube show. There's a whole new movement in the United States about getting your certification by watching a video and answering some questions, and it'd be the right to bear arms in 80% of the United States. So depending where you live, you might want to go to the other place that doesn't put up with that nonsense. No, you're not going to be losing your right to bear arms. It's, again, a threat, a scare tactic. Ooh, people are getting shot. You got to take your guns away. Which never ever made sense to me. Get back to that inner child and make sure that if it does come, I don't think it will, you can lose your weapons in the lake, right? Wink, wink. Oh, I went fishing and the rifles went overboard accidentally. That's one way to do it. But I don't see that actually happening anytime soon for yourself. Okay? Hopefully that helps you out. BTC to 35K USD soon. What's that Canadian right now? It's not better. It's about 36,000 Canadian, which doesn't really mean anything to an American. But that's what, 22,000 American. Anyways, yeah, it's going to be very, very soon. It's probably going to be in the closer to the winter time that we're going to be starting to see that and then actually go up. The closer we get to the halving, the more it's going to be pumping up. So if you haven't gotten your Bitcoin yet, are you crazy? Okay. And now Canadians can go to the post office and get their Bitcoin too. So Very interesting times we live in. Oh, I think we have one Canadian here. It's Bitcoin is the name of the site that you can go to and check out. Okay. And you can see how you can get your Bitcoin out from the post office. Yeah, it's going to be very, very soon. I'm thinking in about 2 to 3 months from now, we're going to start to see 35,000 USD very, very soon. Okay. Hopefully that helps you out. Where'd everybody go? They all disappeared.
You disappeared.
I disappeared. Hey, Andre, do you see alt season starting in 2024? And is that going to be early in the year or later? I think we're going to be getting it very, very soon. I don't think it's going to be 2024. I think it's going to be a little sooner than that as everything starts to waver into a new way. I think in the next couple months, we're going to start to see a very short alt season by maybe a month or two. And then it's going to go back to the Bitcoin, then back to the alts and that sort of thing as the whole system starts to sort itself out. Right now, it's nothing like the past. So we're flying blind. A lot of those cryptocurrencies actually go up quite quickly. Do realize that a lot of those cryptocurrencies are gonna have like little spurts and then drop, then spurt, and so we're going to see a lot more of that moving forward. Okay, I don't really see a huge alt season in the next little while. Okay, thank you for that. Gold at 2,046 US today. My gold bug friends are saying it's doing pretty good, actually. I think it is the takeoff point. Yeah, there's going to be a bit more waiting, but if you haven't gotten your gold yet, what are you waiting on? I think we should get some more gold ourselves, maybe some silver. I think silver is going to be going quicker than the gold, and then gold's going to be falling behind that in the next little while. So just be aware of this. And it's to do with politics again and the banking system collapsing. So you're going to see a lot more people buying into gold. So you're going to have a shortage of gold, which always pumps the price up, right? So in the next little while, expect prices to go up quite a bit as people run away from the banking system and store their wealth into other things like gold, silver, Bitcoin. Okay. Thank you for that. Hello, Andre and Yvonne. Last week you said Cardano would reach $50 by 2026. Can you confirm or elaborate on this? I guess I can. It's going to be one of it is a top 50 coin. And there's going to be a lot of money coming into the cryptocurrency space from the people taking their money out of the banking system and putting it elsewhere. Cryptocurrencies are probably the best place to put it at the moment because it's easier in a lot of ways. It's easier than getting gold and hiding it in your backyard or your safe, I hope. Not on your coffee table. And I do see it actually happening in that period of time. It's not that high right now, but in that by 2026, a lot of things are going to be happening in that time, which will bring that price up quite a bit. Okay. And they do some pretty good work behind the scenes on their programming and stuff. And they're usually in the news quite a bit. It's a pretty good project. So I do see it reaching that amount in that time period. Just because of what's happening in the world. Not necessarily that Cardano is amazing. It is pretty good, but it's just people are just going to start to migrate into other things. That's probably why we're going to see these big prices in the next little while. Okay, thank you. Are we out of questions already? What do you see for Bobby Kennedy Jr.? Is he challenging Biden to run as the Democrat in 2024? Do you see him getting any traction? Well, they don't have much else. I don't think people are very excited about Biden, but they'll need somebody for that. I do see him getting a little bit of traction in the next little while because I think people are pretty much done with Biden by now. They're looking for a fresh face, and they want to. I'm thinking more people are going to go to the right, but to have the opposition be Bobby Kennedy Jr. would be a pretty good, and he might be getting the next time up. Okay. So yeah, I do see him getting a bit more traction than many of the other candidates, which are non-contenders at this point in time. Okay. What's happening end of May? Gives woo woo dude hair stand up. I haven't seen him. What in May? I mean, I gotta go watch him. Where is he? What show is he on? Now you got me curious. It's on JSnap. Probably on JSnap. It's probably the banking thing going on. May, June, July, we're going to see a huge thing happening in the banking industry. That's probably what he's picking up on. And then people are going to be starting to clamor to other cryptocurrencies and other things moving on. It was on JSnip. Okay, I'll have to catch up on my JSnip. So what he is, but it's probably partly to do with the banking industry and maybe the potential of a war with China, which is probably the dumbest thing. We'll get ass or curb stomps. But I think it's probably the banking system coming up. What's that? USA changes or worldwide? Worldwide changes coming up. Okay. Thank you.
Guess that's the end of the show.
That's the end of the show. Okay. Hey, we get to pack it in early. Well, I can talk about the new Discord that you may not have heard of if you weren't here for the last show. We just announced it. It's live now. If you'd like to be part of the Discord family and talk to each other outside of the YouTube comment section and you want to meet up, make sure you go to our sacredreamsboundary.com where that information is there. It's a new pull down menu. It'll say Patreon Discord, and you can go there and you hit the button and sign up for the Discord channel through the Patreon.
Oops, what's it wrong?
Charnel. You have a Discord charnel.
I tried to do it fast.
She's a, believe it or not, she's a better speller than I. Much, much better. So go there, have a look. It's not so expensive. There's a lot of opportunities there for you to talk about things. Dark's already there. He was posting some good stuff today about Canadian Bitcoin and some other things. So you can go there and post stuff. You can have chatting with one another. We can have you're chatting with me, of course. I think there's a little area for talking crypto. ideas about crypto, there's going to be a little section for cryptocurrency trading information. That's going to be done by Marlon and Dark. So they're going to be posting stuff there as well. So if you're wondering about the best solution for doing some trades, that's going to be there. All kinds of other things. We're going to have some astrology stuff there, maybe all kinds of stuff. So check it out. It's about $8 American, so it's not so bad, and that's per month. So give it a check it out. I'll meet you there, and we can keep on the discussion and on Discord. If you like a personal reading with me, make sure you go to secretreadingsbyandrew.com, where all that information is there as well. Oh, we have a healing part to the channel, so you can request a personal healing, remote healing. It'd be not a full thing, but just a short thing there as well. So, because that's the next thing we're going to talk about for a good overall healing with the wife, who's the Reiki master. Make sure you go to secretreadingsbyandrew.com, where all that information is there as well. If you'd like to purchase any of our affiliate stuff, we have that affiliate page. And if you should happen to purchase one of those things from that page, make sure that you know that we got a little bit of money from that purchase. Okay, with that said, no more questions. We're all out of questions?
Yep.
Okay. Well, make sure you like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the future. Bye-bye.